This is Blue Devil Weekly. Hello and welcome to Blue Devil Weekly, an exclusive here on MyWayneNews.com. I'm Mike Carnes. We're here in the hallways at Wayne Senior High School and here to talk about Blue Devil athletics. On the big show this week, Adam Hoffman, the baseball coach, talking about the baseball team as they continue to battle for their first win of the season. We'll also talk to track and field coach Dale Huckstein about the Blue Devils' effort at the Lions Club Invitational up in Wisner. And also stopping by Dave Hicks, the boys golf coach. The boys golf team teeing off their 2016 spring season. We'll tell you how they did in their first outings. All that coming up on this week's edition of Blue Devil Weekly here on MyWayneNews.com. We'll take a time out, come back and have more. We'll talk with Adam Hoffman, the baseball coach, about a busy week for the Wayne Wakefield baseball team. We'll tell you all about that after this time out here on MyWayneNews.com.
At Bank First, we're more than just a checking account or a loan. We understand that convenience is important, and our banking technologies help us do more for you, our customer. Bank First offers e-statements, online banking, bill pay, pop money, mobile banking, debit cards, plus mobile deposit, where you can easily deposit a check using your smartphone, anywhere, anytime. Visit our website to learn more. For financial peace of mind and convenience, come to Bank First, where it's a better way of banking.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayneNews.com. Time to talk baseball with Coach Adam Hoffman, the Wayne High Blue Devil baseball team, Wayne and Wakefield baseball team, continuing the season here. Had a couple of tough efforts. They had a chance to get a win last week against Guardian Angels Central Catholic. The game went 10 innings, and Guardian Angels came away with a 3-2 win. Blue Devils turned around the next night, lost to South Sioux City 11-3, and then on Friday and Saturday played a pretty good game on Friday. Just couldn't get any offense going. Lost a close one to Norfolk, and then Blair came to town and defeated the Blue Devils 12-0 on Saturday. Coach, it's been kind of an up and down week for you guys. I think you've had an opportunity to win a couple of games. The Guardian game going extra innings, opportunities to win there, and I think Norfolk. I think if you get the bats going, you get some pretty good pitching there on Friday night, and just couldn't get anything going offensively.
Yeah, lately the last few games we've had some good pitching efforts. We just haven't been able to get over the hump of making the plays, and I just got to do a better job of getting our guys to make those plays, and you look at most of our box scores and things, and we're not giving up a lot of earned runs, so that's you can't give good teams extra outs, extra big innings and things like that, and that's been kind of, I sound like a broken record, but that's been the name of the game this year so far. So.
Then on Monday night, the Blue Devils going against Guardian Angels Central Catholic, and Julio Sanchez pitched really, really well. He pitched very well early on. I think he struck out the first 5 batters of the game, struck out 8 over 6 innings, and really got a good pitching effort there. And then offensively, the Blue Devils were able to come back late in the game. Justin Dean getting a single to tie the game at 2-2, and then Guardian gets a run in the 10th inning to come away with the win there. But looking back on that game, Julio really threw the ball well, especially early in the game. I think Guardian just couldn't touch him early on in the game, and I think really for the most part he really pitched a pretty solid game for you.
Yeah, both Julio and Adam really pitched well that day for us. They gave us 10 solid innings of pitching. They just kept pitching to contact, getting outs. Julio got we struck quite a few guys out. The most we struck out this year that night. But they both pitched really well. They attacked hitters. They were competitive with their pitches, and so I was very pleased with both of their efforts that night.
And then on Friday, the Blue Devils losing a close one to Norfolk 3-0, but not for lack of effort on the part of Adam Benchin. Threw a 3-hitter, I believe, over 7 innings of work, or 6 innings of work. Struck out 4, and you look at his pitching line there. 3 hits or 4 hits and 3 runs, none of them earned, and really that's a great pitching effort that unfortunately just couldn't get anything going on the other end.
Yep, you can't ask for anything more from a pitcher. Like I said, the last 3, 4, 5 games, we've really had some good efforts on the mound. Where they're pitching to get outs, and we just got to make the outs and get the outs. And Friday night we for sure saw the best pitcher that we've seen all year, and we just got to find a way to put the ball in play. I was talking to the radio guy on Friday night, and you think about it, we struck out 13 times. They only had to make 8 plays, so if we put, and the difference of the game was they put pressure on us. They didn't strike out as much, and they put pressure on our defense to make plays, and that's what we got to do to teams. We got to put pressure on their defense to make them make more plays throughout the game.
You guys are still looking for your first win of the year. What's the schedule look like for you this week?
We got Pender on Tuesday and Platteview on Thursday, so tough week again. Probably going to see the Ross kid from Pender on Tuesday, a lefty that can bring it. But we just gotta be mentally focused and prepared and get in that box and the batter's box and compete. And like I said, we just gotta put pressure on their defense and make them make the plays.
I think you guys you're probably the best 0 for team in the state right now. I think you guys have played pretty well in a number of your games this year. We just need to find a way to put the stem on the apple and get that first win.
Yes. We just need to get over the hump and put everything together a game, and then everything will fall into place.
All right. Well, good luck this week, Coach, and hopefully we got a win to talk about next week.
Thanks a lot. I appreciate it.
All right. We'll take a time out and have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out at mywaynenews.com.
The Wayne Herald is your source for all the news going on in Wayne and Wayne County. We cover the city and county, from government to community events. We also cover Wayne High School events and athletics, as well as high school sports in Laurel, Wakefield, Allen, and Winside. And we also provide the area's best coverage of Wayne State College sports and events. When it comes to Wayne, nobody covers it better than the Wayne Herald and Morning Shopper. Get your subscription now by calling area code 402-375-2600, and also check us out on the web at mywaynenews.com.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on mywaynenews.com, and time to talk track and field with Coach Dale Hookstein. The Wayne High track and field team taking kind of a little bit, not quite a full lineup, but most of the kids went to Wisner Pilger for the Lions Club Invitational on Saturday, and came away with a total of 4 first-place efforts individually, and the Wayne High girls came away with first-place honors as a team. Coach, I had a bunch of kids that were taking the ACT test on Saturday, weren't part of the action there, but who you had there performed pretty well for you, and were able to get a first place for the girls.
Right. It was a little bit, nervous when they read the prelims. We're behind North Bend by 5, but we knew we had some good kids coming back. And the ACT test not only takes them out mentally sometimes, but physically, just to get their body to come back and run. So, plus wind and conditions, it was not the greatest day for track, but it's track weather, and our kids competed really well. The other girls came through well. We came on the field events with 50 points, and that sets you up pretty good for a meet.
And the girls performed very well, and particularly in the throwing events. They came away with 2 first-place efforts there. We had on the girls' side, we had Danica Schaefer winning the shot put, and then in the discus was Jenna Trenhill, and Danica's kind of been a pretty dependable athlete for you in the weight events, and Jenna's really one of those girls that has really developed into a pretty good athlete all around.
Right, and the thing is, the guys had great throws yesterday or on Saturday because they had the wind at their back, or the wind into them. The girls had the wind at their back, and so the girls had some nice throws, but could have even had some better marks if we had them in the other ring. But they performed very well there. Danica also, we throw her over, and Jenna both in our 4x1. So, but we tell our throwers, it's a speed event. You got 2 steps, get across the ring. Quickness makes a big difference, and so it's not uncommon to see throwers that are also pretty good sprinters.
Yeah, and then on the boys' side, Nolan Reynolds was the lone winner for the Wayne High boys, taking the pole vault, and we've talked before about Nolan really kind of developing into a pretty good pole vaulter, and already has a school record, and did really well at the Wisner meet on Saturday. Yeah.
Right, he did, and we were missing our Grayson in the high and the triple jump, and Will in those events. So, a couple of our other big scorers in our field events. Kobe had a nice throw in the discus. I think he PR'd by about 15 feet. As I said, they had the good wind for it. So we picked up a few points there, and then filled in with where we could at the track until our other guys got back.
And then on the JV side, they also had a JV meet going on at the same time. Freshmen, sophomores competing on that end of things, and Wayne High boys coming away with first place effort there. Kind of a good, maybe a sign of the future there for the Wayne High athletic program. These younger kids coming in and performing very well and getting first place in their event.
That's a decision we had to make. With some of our upperclassmen missing, especially on the guys' side. We felt that we were stacking our JV team a little bit better. We took Ryan and Bo and Jakovetovich and all those guys, moved them down, and they competed very well. had some nice performances and came out with the first.
And on Tuesday, the Blue Devils will host their own invitational at the Wayne High track. Of course, we had the Blue Devil invite last week, and now the Wayne High invite, which is,
Right.
I guess, what's the difference between the two?
Well, this meet originally was at Wayne State College for quite a number of years, and the college decided that they no longer had the time or whatever to work with it, and asked if we wanted to take it over. Anytime we can have another local meet here. So the teams that were there, the majority of them transferred in and just kept it right here in Wayne. And so, Windside, Lutheran High Northeast, we have Wisner, Pilger, Stanton. We have some good competition coming in to run against and Laurel, Concord, Coleridge tomorrow. And so we split our squad and we run some of our younger kids, and depending on where our balance is, or some kids that might have a meet open, we have one more meet on our schedule than which you can actually run. So we'll have some kids run here, and then the rest will go to Elkhorn on Thursday.
All right, so the busy week for the Wayne High track and field team. Of course, their own invitational here on Tuesday, and then as Coach said, some kids will be going to Elkhorn on Thursday for the Elkhorn invitational, which is a little bit different in the fact that you see a lot of bigger schools in that meet, some Class A schools and some Class B schools in that meet. So kind of a little different flavor than what you've been seeing so far this year.
Right. We went there a number of years ago because of their facility, the timing of where the meet fell in our schedule, and getting our kids against some good competition. Both the Bellevue schools are there. Pius will be there again, as we saw. SCOTUS, only this time it won't be a relay meet. Again, you got the Elkhorn South. There's 11 schools, Ralston, so it'll be great competition for our top kids and give a chance to measure. We generally come away with some kids and relays getting in some good places with that, so it's a good experience for them, getting them ready for state.
I think over the years, you guys you've pretty much been the smallest fish in that pond there,
Right.
but you guys have really held your own pretty well against some of those bigger schools.
Right, and it's good for our kids to see that they have the ability to hold their own, and it shows them the confidence, give them the confidence to compete against what they need to at the end of the year.
All right, well, good luck this week, Coach. Hopefully
Thank
a
you.
busy week for you. We'll have a lot to talk about next week.
Sounds good. Thanks
All right,
a lot, Mike.
We'll take your time out. I have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on mywaynews.com.
When it comes to the best local coverage, only one online source is a slam dunk for the people of Wayne, Wayne County, and the surrounding area, and that's mywaynenews.com. From our exclusive Wayne State Coaches Show to breaking news of area news and sports events, mywaynenews.com is your trusted source to keep up to date on news in Wayne, Wakefield, Windside, Laurel, Allen, and the surrounding communities. And for complete award-winning coverage and commentary, turn to the Wayne Herald, our weekly newspaper devoted to covering Wayne County for more than 125 years. Whether it's print or online, we are your go-to source for all the local news, sports, and events happening in our area. The Wayne Herald and mywaynenews.com, an unbeatable combination.
Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on mywaynews.com, and time to talk boys golf with Dave Hicks. The Blue Devil golf team getting their 2016 spring season under the way this past week. Had a home triangular on Monday, and then headed out to West Point Beamer on Thursday for the West Point Beamer Invitational out at Indian Trails Golf Club in Beamer. And I guess we'll talk about that one first because it's such a windy day, and that course is tough enough on its own. But then you throw in 25, 30 mile an hour wind into that mix there, and then you have 3 young golfers competing on top of it. It's one of those days where it's more about survival than anything else, I think.
Oh yeah, I was just happy they knew where to go after each green, where to tee off on the next hole. But Beamer, it's windy on a calm day, with 30 to 50 mile an hour winds, and then they had a one green, number 2, that slopes from north to southeast, and the wind's coming from the northwest, so they put the pin way up on the north end, which meant that every time the ball gets close to that hole, it's going to roll back down. So that wasn't a good thing. There was a lot of putts on that green, but the first time they've competed in an 18-hole, first time they've ever walked 18 holes, I think, in their life, even as a youth of any kind. So it was interesting. They were pretty wore out by the end of the day with the wind beating them up, but they survived, and it was a good experience for them, and we saw a lot of good things, and some things that obviously they need to work on, but it's experience is everything, so we just got to keep doing that.
Yeah, and you look at the scores on their face. The scores don't sound very, very impressive. Jonah Brodesson leading the way with 115, Zach Urbanic 126, Peyton Dewall 130. But again, taking into consideration, all 3 of these kids are freshmen, and as Coach said, probably playing their first 18 holes of golf, walking 18 holes of golf. Walking that much on its own is enough of a challenge in those conditions and with everything going on. I don't think you can get get too bent out of shape about those efforts. But I thought looking at them playing on Monday in their triangular, I saw, at least from the younger kids, I saw some promise of maybe somewhere down the road these kids will be pretty good golfers. They keep working at it, and I thought I saw some good swings out of Zach Urbanic and Jonah Broderson as well. So I think you got a couple of young kids there that maybe have some potential to be pretty good golfers.
Yeah, I mean their fundamentals, their swing is actually pretty decent. It's just a matter of sometimes they don't understand how important that short game is and the flat blade they have to use, to putt, and that's where most of your strokes are tallied. So until they understand that and they work on that a little bit more, even on their own, but that's all we're going to work on is wedges and putting, and basically because from 100 yards on in, it's so important. And but those guys are being at home, it helps because they do play that course and quite a bit. So every time we play at home, we'll probably do a little bit better. But we'll just experience and practice and practice and practice, and that's what it's going to take.
And Garrett Reynolds shot a 51 in that triangular last week, and I guess for first effort of the season, that's not a bad outing for him either.
No, Garrett did a nice job, and I think his wrist bothered him a little bit. I think he hurt it at home trying to chop down a tree or a stump or something, So when you get your wrist, if they're a little sore, it's a little tough to try to finish the shot. But he did a good job. He'll just keep getting better too throughout the season, and I think we'll be full strength this Thursday at Laurel because Jace will be back. He'll probably be all brown and burnt from being in Mexico for a week. So
he'll at least look like a golfer.
Yeah, he'll look like a golfer, like he's been out playing, but I don't think he got a chance to play down there. But so we'll be back today at practice. We'll be back full strength, and we'll have a qualifier tomorrow. We've got 6 right now that are going to be able to compete and work for the top 5 spots. So we'll see what happens there.
All right, Laurel Invitational coming up this Thursday at the Cedarview Country Club there in Laurel, and should be a good opportunity to see where the team stacks up at this point in the season.
Yeah, we'll see a few conference schools there. A little smaller schools, but there's always good competition. Laurel's always challenging. You never really have a flat lie. It seems like you're either uphill, downhill, or side hill, or whatever it may be on that. And they've done some changes on their course on that par 3. I think it's number 5 or 6 that they finally changed the green because it was kind of goofy before. But it's it'll be a good outing, and hopefully it's a nice day and we get some weather, maybe 70 degrees and maybe not a lot of wind. That would just be amazing.
That'd be nice. I'd even go play in that one.
Well, yeah, you could.
Well, good luck this week, and hopefully we have a good turnout.
All right, thank you very much.
All right, we'll have more here on Blue Devil Weekly right after this time out on MyWayNews.com. Welcome back to Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayNews.com. Wrapping things up for another week. I want to thank our coaches for stopping by and talking about their teams. Make sure you get out and support Blue Devil Athletics wherever they may be. Of course, we just showed you the schedule for the upcoming week, so make sure if you get an opportunity, get out and cheer on the Wayne athletic teams no matter where they're at, home or away. That's going to do it for this week's edition of Blue Devil Weekly on MyWayNews.com. We'll see you next week for another edition. Until then, this is Mike Carnes. We'll see you later.